الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد. يقول الله عز وجل: فبما رحمة من الله لنت لهم ولو كنت فظا غليظ القلب لانفضوا من حولك فاعف عنهم واستغفر لهم وشاورهم في الأمر فإذا عزمت فتوكل على الله إن الله يحب المتوكلين. It is in this verse Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us a series of golden advices. And He Azza wa Jal states, by an act of mercy from Allah, you were gentle in your dealings with them. Had you been harsh or hard-hearted, they would have dispersed and left you. So pardon them and ask forgiveness for them. Consult with them about matters. Then, when you have decided on a course of action, put your trust in Allah. Allah loves those who put their trust in Him. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He starts this verse with something that is very important. Something that is fundamental to this religion. Something that if we implement in our day-to-day lives, would change the entire paradigm of how we deal with one another and how we speak to one another. And that is His statement, Azza wa Jal, when He's talking about beloved Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, is that He sallallahu alayhi wasallam was gentle and kind. And we as a community, and we as individuals who come here to pray, who come seeking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's face, out of our thanks to Him in allowing us into His home, we should be the first and we should be the foremost in that kindness and in that gentleness. But why is it that many of our youth are stepping away and leaving the masjid? Why is it that they don't feel that kindness? Why is it that they don't feel that gentleness? Why is it that they feel judged? Why is it that they feel ridiculed? Why is it that they feel like they are looked down upon? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made us all responsible. He Azza wa Jal has given us that part, and He has blessed us in different ways, and from His blessings are the hidayah of Islam, that He Azza wa Jal has guided us to this beautiful religion, and He Azza wa Jal has given us the chance, He's given us the ability, He's given us the opportunity to participate in this deen by allowing us to pray to Him Azza wa Jal. And most, if not all of us, the only thing we had to worry about on our way here, on our way to the masjid, was whether we had gas in our cars or not. We didn't have to worry about somebody knocking on our door. We didn't have to worry about being shot or killed. We didn't have to worry about somebody interrogating us. We didn't have to worry about who we listened to when we went to the masjid. How many of us really have embraced this idea and understand that? That we are in a position of responsibility. Because the more freedoms Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us, the more responsibility He gives with every single one of those freedoms. And one of the biggest responsibilities we have as Musallin, as people who come to the Jum'ah prayer, because even if we looked at that community as a whole, we will find that the percentage of Muslims that come to the Jum'ah prayer out of the larger community is close to about 10%. All of us here, we are supposed to be the religious elements, quote unquote, of the community. Are we representing the religion when we go back to our workplaces? Are we representing this deen when we go back to our families? When we go back to our friends? When we go back to our loved ones? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed us. He's blessed us to be here. He's blessed us as individuals, as families, as a community. And if we understand that we have received that blessing, how are we utilizing it? How are we internalizing it? How are we bettering ourselves? The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not allow an opportunity of kindness to come. He did not allow it to pass. He sallallahu alaihi wasallam would utilize it at its utmost. We find him sallallahu alaihi wasallam being kind, being generous, smiling, people looking forward to come to see him sallallahu alaihi wasallam. People asking him for permission to make zina. This is the comfort level that some of the companions had with him sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Individuals who would drink and still go to see him sallallahu alaihi wasallam because they didn't have the fear of being judged. But the moment we see someone come in with a different haircut, with a different type of clothing, or maybe a sister who doesn't wear hijab, or somebody who we don't like because it doesn't fit our cultural understanding of deen, we wait for the opportunity to jump on him, or wait for the opportunity to jump on her. And what did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say about His messenger? The one who He commissioned and made responsible for tabligh al-risala, to actually carry the message forward. He said, had you been harsh, had you been difficult, had you been judgmental, لَنْفَضَّ مِنْ حَوْلِكَ, that they would have dispersed and left you. And this is the same exact thing that we are experiencing. We spend so much time judging, qualifying, looking down on others, when we should be the individuals, because we are the religious community who empower everybody who comes through that door. When our brothers and sisters see us, do we make them feel better? Or do we look for the opportunity to make ourselves feel better by putting them down? What is stopping us from smiling? What is stopping us from holding our brother's hand and saying, how are you, Akhi? Is everything okay? Is there something I can do to help? And kindness doesn't mean that we allow people to walk all over us and to step all over us. Part of kindness is setting boundaries. Akhi, I need a ride. Do you think you could take me to work? I'm sorry, Akhi, I'm really busy, but let me know what your schedule is like and I'll see how I can work with you. That is part of being kind, because I'm being honest. And every single one of us appreciates honesty. Looking back at the life of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we would find that people would come and they would knock on his door. They would yell, Ya Muhammad. And he sallallahu alaihi wasallam, there were times he would just remain silent. And what would happen is the people would leave. What do we learn and what should we benefit from that? That he sallallahu alaihi wasallam was clear in defining his boundaries. That this is not your time. This is my time, and this is time for my family. And when I come out, or when I answer, then that is your time. Have we succeeded as part of kindness and part of honesty in defining our boundaries? But when people invite us out, our friends invite us out for dinner, and we're going out every night for dinner. And our wife asks us once, and we tell her I'm busy. Should it not be the other way around? The Prophet ﷺ says very clearly, خَيْرُكُمْ خَيْرُكُمْ لِأَهْلِ وَأَنَا خَيْرُكُمْ لِأَهْلِ, that the best of you is the one who is best to his wives, and I am the best to my wives. And we might feel and we might say, well, I don't have a good time with my wife. It's difficult to speak to her. She's always nagging me. At what point should I now look and figure out what the problem is? And if she's nagging, who is she nagging to? She's nagging to you, her husband. She's not nagging to her father or her friends. She wants you to solve her problems. Are we solving problems, Or are we just creating them? May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us and protect our families. Ameen. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. والصلاة والسلام على سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد. يقول الله عز وجل: قل من يرزقكم من السماء والأرض أمن يملك السمع والأبصار ومن يخرج الحي من الميت ويخرج الميت من الحي ومن يدبر الأمر فسيقولون الله فقل أفلا تتقون. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us, say, who provides for you from the sky and earth? Who controls hearing and sight? Who brings forth the living from the dead and the dead from the living, and who governs everything? They are sure to say, Allah. Then why do they not take heed? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us very clearly here that everything we have, our health, our wealth, our lives, our children, our cars, our homes, our jobs, all of them are from Him subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if we understand that all of those are an amana, all of those are a trust from Him, that means that we are now responsible to use all of these gifts to help others. If we truly want to learn how to gauge ourselves and become a community, the only question we need to ask at the dinner table is, what did you do for someone else this week? This is how we will grow as a community. This is how we will learn to love one another. This is how we will learn to deal with one another. When we stop thinking about what to do for ourselves. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has gifted us and blessed us in so many different ways. And if we understand that this is an amana, this is a trust from Him, that we are only going to carry for a short time, then how did we deal with that trust? And this is something we should all think about, is what did I do for someone else this week? Did I help him open a business? Did I encourage him? Did I uplift him? Did I give him a sincere piece of advice? And the reality is, many times, when I judge a brother and I told someone that he prayed wrong, we are not doing that for the brother. Most of the time we're doing it for ourselves and for our own ego, and so we can flex our knowledge. But when we're sitting down and we're actually helping someone who says, well, hey, akhi, I don't know what to do. I'm having problems with my children. Well, I think you should see so-and-so. He's great. Let me set up an appointment for you. I don't have the money. It's okay. I'll pay for the appointment. Akhi, I'm having all these business problems. I have a really good friend who's really good in business. Let me set up a meeting and let's sit down and let's talk and let's figure out what's going on. I don't know where my money is going. Listen, I'm really good friends with an accountant. Let's sit down. Let's talk to him and let's see how he can help us. I keep getting angry. Akhi, you should see a therapist. I don't know. Only if you go with me. No problem. I'll go with you. I have my own problems and my own issues too. But unless we make ourselves vulnerable, unless we sit down and share our problems with our brothers and sisters, and there's a difference between sharing problems and complaining. I share problems because I want a solution. I complain because I just want you to hear me. And there's a time for this and there's a time for that. But I will tell you this, I cannot complain to strangers because strangers won't care. But I can share my problem with strangers, and I will find how generous the community is. And I'm sure there are a number of us who are witness to that in this community. How many of us got help opening a business? How many of us got help getting a tooth extracted? How many of us got help getting a ride? How many of us got help because we had an electrical problem in our homes? How many of us got help because we were having marital issues and we came to see the right person? But we have to learn how to be kind to each other. And the only way we can be kind with each other is if we learn how to be kind with ourselves, if we learn how to be kind with our wives, if we learn how to be kind with our children. We can't tell our children how to be kind. We have to show them how to be kind. And we show them kindness by showing them how to help others. We have to instill this. And like I said, the only question I would hope that we ask is, what did you do for someone else this week? And if they don't feel they have an outlet, how many children do we know? How many individuals that we know who take part in soup kitchens, who set up programs, who mentor others? There are so many chances and so many opportunities. How many brothers and sisters do we know have passed through here and utilized these services and opportunities here? Don't waste these chances. Don't waste these opportunities. Because we will keep passing them by, and the thing that will reach all of us is our deaths, for sure. And if you want to look at the richest place in ideas, in opportunities, in goals, just go down to the graveyard, because it's full of them. Allah has given us a chance now, while we are living. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us tawfiq, and to make us from those individuals who take all of these opportunities and strive and take and utilize them to the best of our abilities. I ask Him Azza wa Jal to have mercy on all of those who have passed. I ask Him Azza wa Jal to give shifa, to give healing to all of those who are ill. I ask Him Azza wa Jal to help all of those who are in any type of financial hardship out of that hardship. And I ask Him Azza wa Jal to help all of those who are in debt to get out of that debt. And inshallah, after the salah, there will be a janazah outside. It will be shortly after the prayer. So please remember, it's one of the elderly brothers in the community. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy on him and give his family patience during this time of hardship. Wa aqim as-salah.